giving you the real from A to Z surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. News, updates, rumors, transactions, takes, and more. So strap up, Cowboys Nation, and start your day off with A to Z Sports. Live with Will Steele.
Lord have mercy. The Lord is my shepherd. He know what I want. Excuse me, brother. Miss Parker! Miss Parker!
3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Good morning. Good. Hey. Welcome to A to Z Sports Live, presented by the Cochran Firm in Boston Scientific, streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. I am your host, Will Skywalker Steele. Boom. Hey, Miss Parker. We are going to have fun today. Yes, sir. It's Friday. Got a Friday themed show. Talking Cowboys, talking Packers, talking throw up the X Factor. Ooh, there's a lot you could throw up the X. Going to Lambeau, Green Bay, Des Bryant, X Factors. Oh, man, already. I'm excited for today's show. I'm a little late. My bad. I was trying to finish today because, listen, I love the fact that y'all participated on, was it Wednesday, when Aaron called in about his Friday situation at school, and we just ran with it. Well, today we put it all together. I think we're going to have a fun show, but we're also going to talk Cowboys. We're going to spin it into Dallas Cowboys talk, where I got 3 X factors, 1, 2, 3 of them that I think the Cowboys can do to win this ball game. Plus, in the roundup, they just keep talking about Odell. I mean, we'll touch on it briefly and we'll move forward, but they just keep talking about Odell, squad. They do. So we'll bring that up. I think Michael Gallup said something, Dak, Lamb. It's interesting. But Cowboys media, they're going to ask these questions. So the players are going to answer, man. And then the injury report, where there's a player that I just don't think will play, which means more for another player I'm excited to see. So,
Bomb Squad!
What's good with y'all? And for those who may have not seen all of the movies, I got a scene or whatever from each movie that we'll discuss that will tie into the Cowboys. So if you saw one or the other, you should be familiar with the scene. If not, please do yourself a favor this weekend and just watch them all. They're just classics, man. Just absolute classics. Appreciate y'all for being here this early. It should be a fairly easy, quick show. Nothing too crazy, but if you want to make it as long as possible, you can. Just don't call in here and be a copper caller. Please don't. I'm not. It's Friday, man. I'm trying to have fun. We ain't trying to do all this. But 351-999-3787 is the Pulse of the Nation phone line presented by the Cochran Firm. And if you look at the DFW Turf ticker, you can see the number at the bottom of the screen as well. We want platinum, not plastic. Let's go.
It's time! It's time! It's time! It's time!
It's time.
It is time for...
It's time for the morning roundup. Round 'em up, boys.
Hey, yo. Should I say, hey, Tyron? You're getting closer. Tyron Smith is getting closer. He's out there on those damn courts. Listen, they were taking pictures of Tyron Smith, and, he's not here, so you kind of forget how ridiculously massive this guy is. He's a mountain. I used to call him Tron back in the day because he was just not built the same as normal human beings. And he was standing next to Britt Brown, who's probably my size, and it was just ridiculous, man. Tyron Smith, I understand, people are over him, and that's fine. But I am interested to see if he can give us a 6-game run. So I'm excited to see Tyron Smith get back out there. But you know why? Because if he doesn't, if he gets hurt again, okay. I know that Tyler Smith can handle the left tackle duties enough for your Cowboys to be competitive. So sue me, Cowboys Nation. I'm ready to see Tyron Smith. Come on, Big Tron. A lot of people yesterday or this week were questioning why Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb haven't said anything. And you know, people like to be a little messy and stir things up in Cowboys land. Well, first of all, Dak Prescott doesn't go on social media. It's not what he does. He has people that does social media for him, number one. Number two, when is Dak ever messy? He doesn't do anything like that. And number three, they didn't get a chance to speak with the media yet. Well, yesterday they did, and this is what Dak and CeeDee Lamb had to say about him. Dak Prescott, quote, anytime you have a chance to add a talent like that and knowing Odell, knowing his resume, it's exciting. But understanding it's also a business, and I'm sure there's 31 other teams that would like to add him. So very PC answer. Given he really didn't say anything about the receiving core, which is interesting, but he gave him his props and kept it moving. Are y'all happy now? People always want drama in Dallas. But he wasn't the only one. It was CeeDee Lamb people wanted to hear from too. Oh, will CeeDee Lamb be threatened by Odell Beckham Jr.? What are we talking about here? Why wouldn't CeeDee Lamb want Odell Beckham? Anyway, this is what Lamb had to say. That's my boy. I'm a fan of Odell. Why wouldn't you want to add more firepower to the offense? And they had said, you know, they tried to press him again. Well, CD, people say, you know, you're number one. What do you think about adding another number one? I feel like we had 3 number ones my rookie year. Why not get back to that? Now, let's not read into that too much, the 3 number one situation, because people are like, oh, Michael Gallup's on number one. Sure, you're right. But I get what he's saying, right? Like, we had 3 guys you want to get the ball to that could all do some damage in the game at any given game, any given moment. Why wouldn't you want to add to that? I'm with you. I mean, this is I don't look at this as any negative part about it if you add them. And I feel like fans and media were trying to stir that up with Dak not speaking up and CeeDee Lamb. Will he be threatened? It's messy. It's silly. And they finally answered it. Now we can put this to bed. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And let's just move forward with it, man. And finally, in the roundup, the Cowboys injury report, kind of the same as Wednesday. Anthony Barr out again. Did not practice 2 days in a row. On the cords yesterday with Tyron Smith, by the way. I don't think he's going to play. I mean, things can change today and tomorrow, but they travel tomorrow, I believe. So I just don't think he's going to play, which means more Damone Clark. I am all for seeing Damone Clark on the field more, which we talked about this yesterday. It's also a possibility you'll see Jabril Cox play a few snaps on the field as opposed to just special teams. But 100% he'll be playing special teams because he'll likely be called up. Devin Harper is on IR. If Barr is out, even if Barr plays, I feel like you still have to call up Jabril Cox just in case Anthony Barr, his hamstring flares back up. So I don't think he's going to play. Jake Ferguson missed practice yesterday with an illness. I know Mike McCarthy touched on there's some type of bug potentially going around or some type of illnesses going around. Donovan Wilson got sick last week. Jake got sick this, and I don't think it's the vid, so we should be fine there. But we'll see what happens today. If he doesn't practice today, maybe you look at that a little sideways, but I think we'll have to hear what is the illness, like what's wrong with Jake Ferguson. But if he gets in limited fashion today, then I think he'll be good to go to play. The rest of the team is pretty much the same, man. The only other one that I was a little concerned with yesterday on Voch's show where Zeke was limited again, but they asked Zeke, hey, are you going to play? He's like, I don't know. We'll see. And I was like, huh? Zeke never really says that. And if he's practicing in any fashion, he's usually going to play. But then I heard Tony Pollard, they asked Tony about Zeke, and he said, oh, yeah, he's going to play. So I feel much better about him playing. The problem, if you want to call it that, is how healthy of Ezekiel Elliott will the Cowboys get? right? Like, we don't want to get a 60%, 70% Zeke. We saw what that looked like last year. And I think Clarence Hill said that Zeke was cutting, running at full speed and looked fine, but we won't know till we get out there. And I mean, I would like to have a healthy Zeke in this game because it's going to be a colder game. It's on the road. It's going to be one of those kind of gritty defensive games. And I would like to have a bruiser like Zeke in this game. I just would. So last week I felt a little different. I felt that run defense was even worse than this Packers run defense. And I didn't think you necessarily needed him. I'm not saying you need him in this game, but I would like to have him in this game. On the road, a little bit different. So that's the roundup this morning, Cowboys Nation. Anything give you pause there on that injury report? Wow, this is interesting. Twan said rest him. Twan never want to rest Zeke. You always want him out there, don't you? But like I said yesterday on Vacha's show, if he's not healthy, he's a detriment to the team. That was proven last year. So I don't think you can run out. And when I say healthy, I mean relatively healthy. Week 10 in the season, nobody's 100%. But you can't run out an Ezekiel Elliott that's still ailing. So yeah, rest him if he ain't ready to go for sure. But if he feels good and he's ready to go, and it's not like last year, I think I would like to use him, man. But Malik Davis, who was fine last week, wasn't spectacular. They didn't ask him to be spectacular. But I felt like when you saw Tony Pollard eat, if you would have gave Zeke those 8 carries, healthy Zeke, I think they would have rushed for 250 yards on them dudes. But he'd have got more than 8 carries. But on the road, would like to have him. Not going to lie. Only if he's healthy, though. Only if he's healthy. All right, let's run into these phones early in this thing so we can hit this meat and potatoes of the show. Pulse of the Nation phone lines presented by the Cochran Firm since 2005. Our attorneys, Brian Pope and Larry Taylor, have been handling the most challenging civil cases involving personal injury, wrongful death, fraud, truck, automobile accidents, class action suits, you name it, they're your guys. Down at the Cochran Firm, they handle other civil cases on a contingent fee basis. If there is no financial recovery, then they charge no fee. Hit them up at 1-800-THE-FIRM or schedule your free consultation today at CochranTexas.com. All right, 908, you are up first. What's goody?
Yo, Scott, what's good, bro? This King Cowboy repping Jersey. How you doing, man?
King Cowboy, what up, man?
I'm doing good, man. Just wanted to jump in early before everybody else got on because I knew this Zeke thing was going to come up. Part of me gets it that, we might not need him, not 100%. I get all that until we lose. And Tony Pollard only has 12 rushes for 50 yards. That's the thing. Like, it's a thin line between Zeke because he's not healthy, and also if we lose this game because we didn't have Zeke, and then what everybody's gonna be saying, well, we had to we went up for the long stretch. It might not matter if we lose 2 games in a row. We got to be careful with that as a nation. You know what I mean? Like, it can't just be as simple as sit him, we can win without him, or he's not 100% healthy. Listen, give me 90% of Zeke. I'm saying play him. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, that's different.
We can't.
90%
we cannot lose no game.
90% is definitely, you're playing him. I mean, because most players aren't 100%. But if he's still dealing with something to the point where we're talking about Ezekiel Elliott last year after his injury, absolutely not. Now he's a liability. And that's what we don't know until we see it. Right? They know it in that building. If they're looking at him, and kudos to Mike McCarthy, because Mike McCarthy did say in his press conference, we don't want what happened last year to happen this year, where we rolled out Ezekiel Elliott the way he was and you saw the way he looked. If he's like that, absolutely not. I'm not even thinking twice about it. Sit his ass down because he was an issue for the team. He couldn't cut right. He was running out of bounds, limping. Like, why are you playing him on the knee like that? So if he's like that, no, don't play him. But if he's 90%, I mean, it's not even a debate to me. You absolutely run him out there.
Yeah, exactly. I just want, I want the nation to just. I know how we can be. I've been a diehard Cowboys fan all my life. I know how it is. Like, just sit them. We need them later. We need them for the playoffs. We can't afford to lose no games. We're down 2 from that team in Philadelphia. The Giants is on our ass. You lose a game and they keep winning, bro. It's crazier than people going to think.
But
and
do
I don't
you
want
think
that
Zeke
to be,
is the?
I think that will be the reason. I just don't want that to. I don't want people to be like, because I know me. I'll be like, well, Zeke. Me personally, I'm a Zeke fan. I love Zeke to death. I'd be like, man, Zeke played shit would have been different. That's what I'd be thinking.
Okay, so because you're a Zeke fan, but like, are we at that? We're in 2022 now. Are we at a point where it's like, oh, if you don't got Zeke, you're going to lose? I don't think we're at that point anymore.
It's not that, but the thing is, I've been watching this show for a long time. I see what the fans are saying. I'm on the opposite end.
Right, but remove.
At some point, it might be like TP might not have that 3 touchdowns, 15 carries for 150. What if we go into the game and we can't rush the ball? And you see TP kind of go up the middle. It's not happening.
See, this is not breaking the tackle. This is Zeke fandom speaking. I'm asking you to remove the Zeke fandom because what you're saying happened with Zeke. Right? We've had games where Zeke couldn't get the run game going too. So it's not like Zeke is this magic elixir, especially at this point. If this was 2016, 17, 18, then yeah, you might have an argument there because our team was different, our quarterback was different, my body different, B. So it was a different situation then.
Okay.
Now Tony Pollard's here. Chill. You know what I mean? Hey, everybody. Now Tony Pollard's here, not Alfred Morris, not Rod Smith, right? And TP is, listen, it's only a 2-game sample size, and it's 2 separate different type of teams, different situation, context matters. In those 2 games, though, TP has had over 100 yards and 5 touchdowns. In those 2 games where Tony Pollard had to be the lead guy, not saying got to carry the load with 20 carries, but he was the lead guy. And he's had 5 touchdowns in those games, and he has over 200 something yards. And I think one game he had 16 touches, and then the last game he had 14 touches. So I think it's a different story than earlier. I think you want Zeke to play if he's healthy because that's an added talent. But if he doesn't, I don't think it's like when we didn't have him earlier in the year and it was like, damn, man, or earlier in Dak's career, like, damn, no Ezekiel Elliott. Well, good luck here. I don't think it's the same.
I got you, my boy. I know the stats as well. You know, that it is part of my Zeke fandom talking.
And that's fair.
I've been loving Zeke. You know what I mean? I just know how our fans could switch up. I'm telling you, I've seen it with every different player.
Yeah.
You remember the whole Cooper Rush thing couple months back?
Yeah.
Nah, let's sit. Wait, don't play Dak until this and that. But you're right. It's my fandom talking. It is what it is with that. Last thing, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna bring up the OBJ thing real quick.
Okay.
Nothing too crazy. Just if you had to. He went 2-3 years. Give me a number that you're comfortable with. Give me a number, 2-3 years. What type of number that you're comfortable with? I'm gonna let you go, Scott. Love the show. I'm gonna holler at you, my boy.
Appreciate you, King. I had this conversation with Jesse. I think I had this conversation with Vach. I think somebody called in Vach's show and asked this question. Yo, what's the number? Money's so funny, man. NFL money is so funny. It's hard for me to really put an exact number. Years, I was definitely looking at like a 3-year situation where the 3rd year you can get out of. So after 2 years, meaning after really a year and a half, you can get out of. So I'm at the 3-year part because he wants to be done. He don't want to keep running around different teams. But the money, I don't know, man. That's because y'all know me, like. Make it jump. Make those numbers move. I can't. I know, King, that's not a great answer. I think Professor O brought up like 46 million, which is around the Michael Gallup situation, but that's over a 5-year deal. Something like 30-something million, 33. That's like around 11. But see, 3 and 33 doesn't mean it's going to be 33, though, right? It could be 3 and 33, and there's only 15 guaranteed. Incentives have to be it's so contracts can be so funny. So I don't really have an exact number for you, man. But I'll be down for a 3-year deal, able to get out after next year with no repercussions. Let's get one more before we get into our first X Factor. Let's get the 404. What it is, what it do. I cannot hear you, brother. It sounds like you got your phone in your pocket.
All right, can you hear me better now?
Much better.
Yeah. Just been thinking, man. Just tune in to the show, man. Out here working, man. But I've been thinking, man. I don't think Zeke plays this weekend, and I think McCarthy kind of, in a way, this is a conspiracy theory completely on my own. I think last year McCarthy kind of let Jerry see that he needed to be a little bit more involved with his offense as far as letting Jerry get what he wanted. Zeke playing last year when Zeke needed to be sat, and letting Kellen Moore, do his thing last year. Because if you look at what's going on with the offense this year, I think it has a bigger Mike McCarthy imprint than it used to have.
Yes.
And I think they're going to go with Tony Pollard and the young back this week and let Zeke rest. Because last year, I think Zeke kind of hindered this offense
100%.
by going out there, trying to play. Kudos for him, his courage and everything. But let Tony Pollard and his young back, get in there and do what they need to do. And if they do shut the run game down, dump it off to Tony Pollard. It's still an option. As long as he's getting 15 touches, I don't care how he gets 15 touches. He can get 5 rushes and 10 passes. It's all I care. Tony Pollard can add a dimension to this offense that we don't have.
I don't. Well, regardless if Zeke plays or not, Tony Pollard should get his touches. I don't necessarily think they're going to shut the run game down. Even without Ezekiel Elliott, it's just something about, and this is me just talking it through with y'all. It's just something about when you're at home with that duo in the running game. A little different, right? Like you're at home, you got the momentum, you got the crowd on your side, you ain't got to worry about silent counts. It's just little tiny things I'm thinking about. When you're on the road, Malik Davis hasn't played up there in that environment before, right? Yeah. Tony technically hasn't played up there, but Tony's played enough big games on the road where Tony is, he's fine. I'm not really sweating Tony, but it's just something about being on the road against a team that's going to be desperate. I'm not so much worried about the running aspect. Maybe there are going to be points and times in that game where, hey man, maybe Zeke could have made this happen, that happen, as opposed to Malik Davis. I don't want to go too far right with the pass protection thing, but that also matters a little bit. Dealing with the checks, the line of scrimmage, the crowd noise, it's just something about being on the road that it would have been nice to have a healthy Zeke. That's the key factor there.
Yeah, I agree.
But if not, then you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. And 85% Zeke at this point is not a good Zeke. You got to have a 100% Zeke. And I'm not a Zeke hater. I think Zeke is a good back, but Zeke was 85% last year, and we saw what he gave.
Bro, I don't even know if that was 85% though, man. I mean, I can't get that game in New Orleans out of my head where he literally limped to the sideline and then went back out there. Like, what are we doing?
But the run game, if we can get this run game going with this defense, we'll be all right in Green Bay. Minnesota's the game I'm worried about. That's got to be the game where we show the league, hey, we here to stay. Thanks for taking my call, bro. Love the show, man. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing.
Thank you, brother. Good call. Fascinating conversation we're having here on whether to rest him or not. Good stuff. The 11th. I'll read these super chats. First, let me go backwards. Let me read read Twan, because Twan ain't with it. Shout out to Twan, the $10 donation. He said, This how foolish fans are. Tyron Smith is gone next year. Why? He has one of the cheapest contracts at left tackle. No need to rush him off. Zeke is done. Who are those fans? Crack pipe. Green Bay run D is whack. Yeah, so that's a lot there. Green Bay's run defense is not good, which we'll get to in our X factors, and we talked about the other day. A little bit better than the Bears' run defense, and it's a little bit different story on the road, and it's different things. And their defense plays better at home. which is this discrepancy in their defense home and away is crazy. Tyron Smith is probably going next year, though. I mean, that seems to be written on the wall there. But if he comes back this year and you can get 6 games, you can send him out on a high note, whether it be winning the ring or getting there or more success in the playoffs, I definitely would not roll with relying on Tyron Smith next year. I thought that was kind of a given once he went down. Maybe that's another conversation we can have a little bit later. But this is 100% Tyler Smith's future position. The future technically now, but the future really I think will be next year because Tyron going to play this year, y'all. That's what it's looking like. But you save money if you cut him, and he's not going to be a backup, and I don't think you're going to start him again. And if you do, I just think we're making a mistake. Why are we holding on, knowing he's going to go down again? At this point, you know he's going to go down. It's just a matter of when and for how long. So, yeah, no, I wouldn't keep him I don't think he wants to be here as a swing. Is what I'm going to get at. I think he'll retire before he's like, I'm going to be a backup. Maybe that changes. Maybe after the season that changes, but we'll see. All right. Let's get into my first X factor in this game. And it's a little different. It's kind of a mix of keys to the game and X factor all combined. And the way we're going to do it, because, today we got the Friday theme up. We got the Friday theme going. We are going to compare a player, position, the factor, the key, whatever, to a character out of Friday. And it'll all come together. Like it'll all come together. You'll see, you'll understand. It is what it is. If you haven't seen Friday, just stick around. And the first one, we talked about the Cowboys running on this Packers defense. That involves the Cowboys offensive line getting after the Packers defensive line. But on the inverse, on the flip, I feel like the Cowboys are going to have to play bully ball. Not necessarily bully ball. They're going to have to be the bullies. No better bully than Debo. So they got to be the Debos and control that line of scrimmage, Cowboys Nation. We talked about the Packers offense this week and how it is controlled, and it should be controlled, run by, whatever you want to call it, by those two running backs. One, Aaron Jones. Two, who's a Debo in his own right, A.J. Dillon. I'm sorry. But we need to be the Debos, bully the Packers front. They got a good offensive line. I like the offensive line. It's good. They got a good running scheme. But one of the things I've been telling y'all all year when you're going up against these window dressy, post-action, fun things they like to do, you got to smack them in the face and get on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Until I see multiple games of our linebackers just getting downhill and beating guys to the spot where that stuff doesn't matter, it is going to be dependent on this defensive line to kind of make things difficult. Cause car accidents. Make these running backs go a different route. Because if they are going the same route unimpeded, we know how long it takes for LB to get there, how long it sometimes takes for a ball to get there. Now, there will be Damone Clark. He'll be starting. Maybe you get more Micah Parsons there. But I think the Cowboys D-line needs to be the bullies. They need to be the Debo, specifically Big Hank. I came in with Jonathan Hankins as a guy I didn't really want to see out there for more than 25 plays. But y'all, he played 33 plays last week in his first game in Dallas, and he was good. And team, the Bears couldn't really run when he was in there, so 25-30. Run it back. Let's see what Hank can do with 25-30. Who would be your Debo in this game? And hey, look, if you shut down the run game, then you can get after old A-Rod.
Oh, you want something too, old man? Huh?
No. Get off your ass and get in this car, boy. I don't know why you come down here messing with these people. Hurry up.
Yo, I still do the no, but I was oh goodness. This morning I was putting this together, man. I literally was in tears. Okay? Tears. Because when Pops come up and be like, no. Get your ass up. Hold on. One more again.
Oh, you want something too, old man? Huh?
No. Get off your ass and get in this car, boy. I don't know why you come down here messing with these people. Hurry up.
I don't know why you come down here messing with the. Yeah. Control that line of scrimmage, and that will be Aaron Rodgers. I'm telling you. Who's your Debo? I originally had it as Hankins, but maybe it is Michael Parsons, man. D-Law is your Debo. D-Law, appreciate your money bags. When Red said no. Because look, Red got out the car like he was about to do something. Or Pops got out the car like he was about to do something. No. Get your ass up. D-Law to Debo. Come on, man. Who's y'all Debo? I got a combination of Hankins and my I like that one, Swain. SummerSlam Sam. Now Hankins is not gonna be here long term. But Sam Williams is. And you know what? I'm flipping all this. I should have put Sam up there. Appreciate you, Fresh. Sam might be the Cowboys Debo for real. Fidel said Wilson. I don't know why you come down here messing with these people. I like the SummerSlam Sam. I'm switching up. I got Sam Williams. He's back. He didn't play last week. You know, he didn't get a chance to sack one of the greats in in Tom Brady, so why not this week? Why not get a chance to sack A-Rod and make him look all crazy and scary? So I like that. I like Sam. 337, who's your Debo? 337, you live. Oh, all right. See how you want to do. 602, what up?
What up, Skywalker? It's your boy DP Johnson.
DP Johnson. Some of the most eloquent comments in the videos that I see around Cowboys Nation. What's up with you, man?
Man, I'm just loving the comments you made before I came on your show today. We need some Debo types out there, and I got an idea. I've been putting it out there to the nation, and I would just love to get some feedback on it.
Okay.
First and foremost, I agree with you. I want Damone in the middle. I want Mike in the middle with him. And I know some folks is going to be hollering about they want Mike to be able to pass rush, but hey, he can blitz A and B gap too. But here's the thing. On that Debo point, probably going to get some pushback on this. I'm thinking we should probably start Big Hank and then start Bolton right next to him at the
Yes,
three.
sir.
Let's just run down first and second. We can bring in Osa and Neville to handle third downs.
Yeah, I saw you a comment that I actually don't mind that when they're in there more of a traditional 3-4-ish look. Now, we don't run a lot of traditional anything, right? Like Dan Quinn is a mad scientist. But we did see that look where it was Big Hank and Bohanna next to each other. And I think, Bohanna one-on-one, Hank makes Bohanna better because now you got one guy trying to block Bo. as opposed to two. And
Yeah.
Bo's been doing decent against the doubles, but against one-on-one, I think he's quicker than Hank. I think Hank is better though and stronger because he's a grown ass man. No offense to Bohanna. Bohanna's a grown ass man too, but you know what I mean, right? Veteran Grizzly guy, been around the league. So I like that.
And
I like that.
That's why I would lean to Bo being the 3-tech. If you think back to training camp, there were some videos put out, including by, if I recall, yourself and Law Nation, where y'all both said that like Bo looked like he could do some 3-tech stuff.
Yes.
So I definitely think that would greatly improve our run game, defense. I would like to see us, try to incorporate the two of them together on the field a little bit more, especially as we get into these games against these more run-heavy offenses. I think that schematically it really only makes sense. Teams have been beating us in the run game, and, people have given some attaboys here and there, but let's just be honest. We have been starting 6'4", 260-pound linebackers who ran 4.6 at their best. I don't think either one of them runs a 4.7 right now. Makes no sense when you have literally the two fastest linebackers in the league, and you're not taking advantage of that on the second level.
We've been talking about this a lot, DP. I don't know why, but my guess was that they just trusted LVE and Anthony Barr. And while LVE hasn't been great against the run, I think he's been much better in the pass. Barr just kind of he had a game or two, right? But he's that veteran guy. But now with Damone Clark, it's undeniable. I don't think you could deny it anymore. So I think you definitely got to give him more tick. And, Micah's my guy. But go ahead.
Can I make one more point about your boy LVE?
Yeah.
And this is my own personal conspiracy theory, so I don't blame anybody if they want to try to fight me about it. I honestly think LVE is a big part in why we're not seeing Brillo. Not that he's playing lights out, but Jerry Jones has been touting LVE as our coverage linebacker for years. And to put Brillo out there will kind of make it harder for him to keep putting a captain on LVE and pushing him out there with his little cheap $2 million contract.
That could be true. And I mean, to be fair to LVE, I don't think he's been bad in coverage this year. So if you're looking at it as and that kind of 1-for-1,
I mean, I don't think he's been bad. Yeah. The thing is, he's a coverage linebacker, but he's a zone coverage linebacker, whereas Brillo can put both.
Right,
and what
right.
the Joneses don't like is being proved that they're wrong about something. So if they're wanting to
the reason
and you put in the young bucks who makes them look bad, makes them look bad.
I don't know why I would make him look bad. He's on a 1-year deal. He's not the future. But the reason why you can say, LVE can play zone coverage as opposed to man is because we run big nickel. So in a big nickel, you're bringing down a safety to cover that line, that tight end or whatever, fourth receiver, whatever you want to do. So you don't really have to ask him to do it. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. But other than that, Scott, I think that the other thing on defense that I would like to see is I definitely think we should see Bland getting some snaps out on the boundary at CB2. I think he's earned it. The dude, he's been flying around. We talk about when him starting, but the dude's been playing in sub packages all year. When he's out there flying around, he tackles like damn Malik Hooker.
Well, he's only
he's on people's hip pocket pretty well too. So I'm pretty confident in him. I don't want to put too much on him, but at the same time, I don't want to hold the team back for fear of holding back somebody who's already showing you that he's ready for the show.
Yeah, man. I'll touch on Bland here in a second, but appreciate the call, DP. Good to hear from you.
All right, Scott. You have a good one, bro.
You too. Yeah, Deron Bland, DB, has only got a chance to really play in those two games that he started, and now he's a starter. So, he's going to be moving forward now as a starter. And he showed, and now they both run the slot, but I did see him play in preseason on the boundary, and I think he's got the skill set to do it, the physicality to do it, the talent to do it. I would like to see him out there. I don't think it's going to happen, but I would like to see it out there, see him out there mixing in. But hey, maybe that's something they worked on in the bye week. I think it was Dan Quinn or somebody came out and mentioned it was Michael Gelkin who put out an article, which Hey, Mike, I appreciate your stuff that you do, but I ain't going through the paywall. I wish, but I might have to go read it. But and I guess it was something about the Cowboys did focus on their run defense in this bye week. They want to be dominant, and they know, or they want to be a suffocating defense, but they know in order to do that, they got to be better against the run. So I wonder if there's some things they tweaked in this bye week, and we'll see it coming out. So as we were talking though about that, Hank and Bohanna combination, and I was just like, what would be just a cool little run defensive lineup in a kind of 3-4 look. And it's weird to call it 3-4. Dan Quinn does a lot of things, man. And I was just writing this down. I had Bo, Hank, and Golston as my 3 down guys. D-Law and Sam as my stand-up dudes. Micah and Clark in the middle. Like, I'm just playing around with stuff here. And get some teams you can get taken advantage of maybe because they got different weapons and whatnot. But in this case, on those early downs, Bo and Hank and Golston, Big Bo and Hank is, 340 plus or whatever. Golston is that prototypical now 3-4, and Sam Williams is just, I just think he's a monster against the run. He's going to be a monster against the run. D-Law is D-Law. And then Micah and Clark to clean up. I ain't saying you do it every down. I'm not saying do it on third downs, but on first downs or second and shorts or something like that. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. Oh, it's definitely spicy. It ain't bland. Let me get one more in here. Then we're gonna get to number 2. Then we get back to the phone lines. B Bird, what's up, man?
Nothing much, Sky. I have something a little bit off topic, man. I hope you can touch on it just a little bit. So yesterday after your show, I was listening to some interviews, and I did hear Gallup, and he commented on OBJ. And he's really positive about him being here, kind of excited, and I think CD was the same way. What do you make of that? I have a theory behind that, but what do you make of it first? I guess I'll listen to what your take is on it.
Of Gallup saying it?
Well, just of the wide receivers, the 2 main wide receivers having their arms open, welcoming OBJ in.
I just think, Odell is one of those guys that have been around the league for a long time that these dudes have looked up to. Gallup talked about learning from Odell. No offense to any of these other dudes in that room. Who can Gallup learn from? Nobody. Not a single soul. And you can make the same argument for CeeDee Lamb. So when you listen to that interview for Gallup, it's like, hell yeah, I'd welcome him in here. I mean, we're talking about Odell Beckham. He called him a Hall of Famer, but I don't agree with that. But I get what he's saying, right? One of those all-time great talents, just never could stay healthy enough to string it together enough to be that Hall of Famer. But and CeeDee Lamb, he said the same thing. That's my boy, man. Like, yeah, I would hell yeah, I'd welcome Odell in here. You talk the possibility of having another weapon or 3 number ones is what he said, because he was like, yeah, I had that situation my rookie year, so he knows that. Hey, why would I be mad about another guy coming in here? I've seen if we got as many weapons as possible, that allows me to be one-on-one almost every play. So I think it's smart for them to want to welcome. And I also think it's genuine. I think they genuinely would like to have the guy because it's Odell. It's not Will Fuller. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I definitely agree with what you're saying. But one of the things I would say too is that I've been critical of the Joneses because I think it's part of talent evaluation that they overlook, and that's leadership. I think what they did is left a room to CD, and CD just not ready as far as the leadership experience, telling guys what they've seen, what he's seen in the league, and this, that, and other. And you can tell that by listening to the Gallup interview. I think Gallup really was saying, hey, man, look, we welcome his talent, but we also would welcome his leadership, his experience, and things that he's seen and what we should look for and things of that sort. But I think those are the things that I think you've had this discussion before that the Jones overlook. They're looking at, money and talent. But there's also other things there that could actually have a positive effect on your room. And one of the things I would want OBJ to come here because he does have experience. He has some swag, and he bring that to that room, man. And I think everybody else there would benefit from that. But those are the things I just don't think the Joneses look at. I think they look at money. But that's what happened when you've never played the game. You don't value those kind of components that a person can bring. We talked about, and I'm sorry, I can't remember his name, the linebacker that went to the Rams.
Bobby.
What he could have done, yeah, absolutely. What he could have done for Parsons at linebacker, or what he could have done to elevate the linebacker room. Those are things that those guys don't look at, and we have to almost, get a guy and then surprisingly find out he's a leader, or surprisingly find out he's a unifier, or surprisingly find out that he gives wealth of knowledge to these young guys. We have to find out these things by accident. And but I really think that they should start valuing some of those kind of characteristics, and I think in this case they should do it. Hey, I was just I'm gonna let you go, man. I was just calling this to kind of voice that and just see what you thought about that, because it's kind of similar to what I think about it too. I think you look at Cincinnati, or you can have the room was solid. If the wide receiver room was solid, those guys would be like, oh no, hey, we like our guys, and these guys here have been all year. They would have took that stand, but they took the opposite stand. They went, no, we want him here, we love him here, and it kind of says a lot that they did that.
Yeah, hey, it's the first time I've seen the team put a full court press on a free agent like this. Now, it's during the season, so you got a chance to ask the players a lot, but the team is putting a full court press on them, and I say him because I'm talking about Steven. Jerry brought it up. The coaches brought it up. I think it's just about Steven now. I think everybody's all in on this idea.
Yeah. Hey, man, I'm going to continue to listen offline, brother. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you, B. Bird. Enjoy your weekend, man.
You too, bro.
All right, let's get to number 2 on the list. And let me make sure I got my number 2 right. Indeed, I do. All right, so this second X factor, key to the game, whatever that we're going to tie into Friday is also an interesting one. I think we talked about this during looking at the Packers offense and comparing it earlier in the season to Cincy. Not saying they're the same offenses, but this particular thing I was asking for them to do, which is to play tight on these receivers, physical, to be physical on these wide receivers and make them have to throw contested, or make them have to make contested throws for different reasons in Cincy. But for this reason, because they don't have those guys that are going to beat you over the top, in my opinion. They don't have those guys that are going to beat you from a yak standpoint. So I'm going to be honest with you, I'd be a tad bit disappointed if we go out there and we play a lot of soft coverage. And we're allowing them to catch hooks and allowing them to catch comebacks or whatever, get easy access to the route off the line of scrimmage. Lazard is a great contested catch guy. He is. He throw it up to him. Sammy Watkins, this ain't Sammy Watkins. This ain't 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. Even then, there's no Romeo Dobbs. There's no Randall Cobb. I'm just not afraid of these weapons. So be physical with these wide receivers. And Diggs, tell A-Rod, do it again.
Say it again. Say something else. Say something else. Say something else.
Do it again. Please. Please throw the ball. I want you to try me. Ain't no Chase out there. Ain't no Devontae Adams out there. Alan Lazard. Okay. He's good. But please, so be physical with these wide receivers. I'm not saying bait Aaron Rodgers. That might be a little arrogant on Diggs' part, because A-Rod can hit those whole shots a little better than a Justin Fields or than a Jared Goff. But you can set him up. You can set him up throughout the game. And I doubt they're going to travel Trayvon this year. They just haven't been doing that. But if it was a game to do it, boy, this be the one. Because, Alan Lazard on Anthony Brown, listen, I don't like it, because just throw it up. But if you want to take away a guy, I think Diz could do it. And I say do it again.
No!
What?
Oh, say it again. Say something else. Oh, say something else. Say something else.
Say it again. So physicality with the wide receivers, man, that's my second factor, key, whatever you want to call it, man. And I need my man to be Pinky. Pinky, no. Let's get back to the Hornets. Deshaun, what's good, man?
What's good, okay? You crazy, man. You crazy. So my Debo player is the same way. I think it's Sam, because like Sam, he'll get you a 15-yard penalty in a heartbeat. Like he'll probably knock the hell out of Aaron Rodgers before you even look up. It's like, well, damn. But I agree with the other calls. I feel like Bohanna and Jonathan, that would be good. But also, I want people to understand the run gaming is a discipline thing. It's not something like that you can just get one person and everything is solved. It has to be like a team thing. Everybody has to fill their gap. And so I feel like our problem is the outside, not the inside. Because you run on the inside, you're going to pretty much get stuffed by like Bohanna or Hawkinson. Everybody likes to go on the outside with us. And sometimes, you know how D-Law like to shoot too far or certain things kind of happen, and then you see a wide open gap. So I feel like if they're disciplined and they're sound, we'll be fine.
Yeah, it's you're going to see some run game schematics that are very similar to what the Lions did, that are similar to what the what the Niners do. Not exactly, but some of those outside zone things, some of those wide zone things, getting the pulling the guards and the centers, some pre-snap stuff. You're going to see some of that eye candy. The difference though is Aaron Rodgers is not going to run the ball out of those things. So I'm hoping that there isn't as much hesitation from the linebackers. Whereas you play those other teams, you got to worry about a potential end around with the wide receiver, or, you know what I mean? But potential quarterback running, not really in regards to Jared Goff, but in regards to Justin Fields. I don't think you got to worry about that. So I'm hoping I see the LVEs, the Damone Clarks, and whoever else that linebacker kind of hit it a little harder this week as opposed to last. And we're really talking about one person, but.
Yeah. And then I have one big issue with me, which you already know. It's like it's nothing we can do. Yeah, I feel like they're going to hold a lot. Like, in order, if they do pass, if they do sit for pass, they're going to be holding for their life. And then, the refs are going to look by and act like nothing ever happened. Yeah,
we're going to be in Green Bay. If we're going into Green Bay expecting any help from the referees, let's just take it out their hands, man. Let's make this a 20-point game, or as Smokey would say, round here we call it a 20 ride. I can't say the other part, but yeah. Take it out their hands, man. Win by double digits.
Yeah, and then my final point, I feel like a person we're kind of overlooking that he's very underrated on this team is Malik Hooker. Like he's been guarding that safety position very well. Like it's not that many deep passes, so I feel like they can't go deep, and then they can't sit up here really go like short either, because if we're being physical, we're gonna jam them up. So I feel like the only real option they have is kind of running the ball on us, personally.
Yeah, we gave I gave Malik Hooker a shout out after, I think it was like the Giants game, where I said Malik Hooker is having one of them seasons that you're not really going to see probably on the stat sheet, because he's making teams come off of those type of reads. Like the reason why you don't see a lot of these deep balls getting thrown and him being around him is because he's taken away. And that's the difference between him and KZ last year. Teams were just attacking KZD. They had no fear. And plus Malik is much more physical. So yeah, Malik Hooker is definitely one of those dudes on this defense that deserves some credit.
All right, man. See you later, Kyle. Like it up. Make sure I follow Kyle.
Appreciate you, man. Rest in peace, Bernie Mac, man. That 2020 twin, even though he said sin, gonna be trouble. Still say those things. Miss Parker. I thought I had somebody. CG hung up on me. All right, CG. I see how it is, man. Who's this? 702. 702 was good. Oh, all right. 702 want to do me like that too? Reason why I picked this phone up because it has an interesting name.
Right here. I'm right here.
Oh, there you go. 702. What up?
Man, listen, you said she looked like Janet Jackson. Homegirl showed up looking like Freddie Jackson.
Freddie. Don't you ever come around here no more.
Hey, I've been a big fan of the show. I've been listening to replays on, on YouTube every day because I'm in Vegas. I'm a couple hours behind.
Bro,
so I'm never up early enough.
Listen, I saw it said MGM, and I'm like, where you at? Where you calling from? But go ahead.
I own the casino. Hey, but what I want to ask you is this. All right, I know you said they don't trust Jabril Cox yet, but couldn't Jabril Cox kind of be like a bigger nickel? Because he's a little smaller, like you said, for linebacker. But the way they play the safety in there for that big nickel and the way Jabril could cover, I think he could be like a bigger nickel.
Sure. I mean, that's always been the comparison immediately when he was brought in. He could be that big nickel. The problem was last year they were trying to get him acclimated at the position, then boom, tore his ACL. And then this year they said, well, we ain't going to get no reclamation projects. We're not moving a safety to linebacker. No. We're going to bring back our top three guys. Malik Hooker, Donovan Wilson, J-Ron Kearse. And we're also going to bring in an Anthony Barr to help out at that position because Jabril Cox is trying to get back from his injury. Now,
It'd just be nice to see him work him in a little bit.
I would love to see
against the run.
I would love to see.
Even though he's not the best,
but
he's
here,
not a downhill linebacker, but he could be the bigger nickel where he's more of a linebacker.
He's sideline to sideline guy. He's a will, but we don't really run a lot of will stuff. But something I heard very interesting from what's the other one? Not I'm laughing if Jesse's watching. Not Jesse, but who's our other receiver, man? That's on the show talking Cowboys. Now I'm having a blank.
Stanback.
Stanback, yes, Stanback. Isaiah Stanback mentioned he doesn't look as healthy out there, and I thought that was interesting. And I wonder if, I thought he looked fine in preseason, but if he doesn't look as healthy, I wonder if that's what's holding him back. I'm still thinking it's because
I think Odell Beckham could actually help with that. I think Odell could help Michael Gallup and him because I know psychologically it's a big thing with coming back from that surgery. And it was funny, Michael Irvin said the other day how the one dude told him some complete crap, but he believed it. About you only need so many parts to run, and he made it real simple. And then he told him later on when he was he was recovered from injury. He told him, "No, that was bullshit. I just made that up to make you feel better." And Mike was laughing, but I think maybe he could help them psychologically, let them know how he dealt with the injury. And I also heard that the first surgery might have not have been that great, and the second surgery actually fixed the first surgery too. So he might be better than he was.
Yeah, I want if he is signed to Dallas, I'm pretty sure the details will come out a little bit more. But one thing I haven't even brought up yet was apparently that first ACL surgery on Odell Beckham was done incorrectly.
Not great.
But he would come in and he could definitely help them mentally. But again, we also have to bring it back around to the reality of ACL injuries. And I said this about Michael Gallup and kind of really didn't say it for Jabril, but probably should have. You're really not going to be back to your complete self until you're the following year from the surgery. Right. So not this season, but next season. This season is about kind of getting through it, a.k.a. Malik Hooker. Last year, Malik went through, bad knee injury, leg injuries like that. And Malik was solid, right? But he got to get through it. A lot of it was mental. Now, over a year removed, now you see how Malik look, right? So
you can tell, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe they won't be who they are until next year. That was always the case, in my opinion, for Michael Gallup. But once Jabril Cox wasn't the guy out there, I just didn't think Jabril was going to be out there. So, but maybe they're like, hey, we're not ready for it.
Hey, Malik's one of those injuries. It didn't seem like they gave. I mean, that's one of the ones I was really worried about last week because Malik is really that true free safety we haven't had in a long time. That that guy back there.
Yep.
And so he's a way more important part than I don't know. It seemed like people were more worried about the running back and Zeke and everything. I know he'll be all right. I just we definitely need Malik back there because all the years we didn't even draft a safety. We need a safety, never draft one. I couldn't understand it for years. Now all of a sudden we got three of them. So and we got a couple guys backing them up. So it's good to see.
Two positions that Dan Quinn, when he was hired, we featured on this channel well before it was called Dallas Cowboys Network. Two positions. Right. I said, Dan Quinn's here. He is going to put an emphasis on. It was one tech, and it was safety. I thought it was going to be via draft. Now, we did get the one tech in the draft. The other ones were signing guys in the safety position. And now, look, went from trying to figure out the safety spot to we got 4 or 5 guys we like. So, kudos to him.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, man.
Well, I'm glad I could finally call you, man. You have a blessed day, and I'll be listening.
You might see me. You might see me in Vegas at some point over the next couple months, man. So just look out.
We out here. We'll do it big. Come over to MGM. I own it. All right.
All right, bro. Peace. Did we go to MGM? Shit, right next. I don't remember if we went one there. Pretty sure we did. We was everywhere. All right, let's get to this third one. Who was dropping this drop the other day? Was it King Element? Might have been King Element. Full circle. Earlier in the show, we were talking about the Cowboys running offense against this rushing defense, which hasn't been all that great, right? Let me see if I can pull up the graphic. Forget it. We ain't gonna pull up the graphic. But they're bottom third of the league in the rush defense. All but 2 teams, running backs, have rushed for at least 5 yards per carry. And the 2 teams were the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have one of the worst rushing attacks in the NFL. And then the Lions, who they held under 4.4 yards per carry. The Lions, who they held under 4 yards per carry, was 3.9. But they also rushed for 119 yards and won the game because they were able to just control the ball in that manner. So this Packers defense is susceptible to the run game. So when you're susceptible to the run game, Cowboys Nation, you just got to run.
Run! Chico, run! Chico, no!
Chico, no!
Run! Chico, run! Chico, no!
26 in the NFL in yards per game on the ground allowed. 24th in yards per carry. The reason why I always use yards per carry is because yards per game can be skewed. If you are a team that, we can't pass the ball on you, and they do have a really good secondary. So I said, all right, that might be skewed a bit, right? Because teams don't want to throw into Jair Alexander and Amos and Savage and these guys, and Russell Douglas. Then they had a decent little tandem and pass rush. So maybe they didn't want to throw the ball. And teams don't. Teams don't throw as much on them. They run, though. So let's say you run the ball 35 times a game against the Packers. If you run 35 times a game, but you only average 120 yards, okay. Nah, man. Teams are averaging almost 5 yards per carry against this running defense. TP, Zeke.
Run! Chico, run! Chico, no!
Look at my roof. 100%, man. Run on these boys. Don't change up the script. Don't change up the script. Now, obviously, you get down, double digits. Maybe things get a little weird, but that hasn't been the case. And I don't think this defense is going to put you in that situation. You feel me, Reek?
What's going on? What's going on, Sky?
What's good with you, man?
Cooling. What's good, Cowboy Nation? Hey, man, I just wanted to say this. Rest in peace to my pops. Happy Veterans Day to him, all the veterans. Yeah, man, you just brought something up in me, man. Like, pause. As far as that Friday movie, man, that was one of the movies, man. When I was younger, I think I was a teenager back then. If I'm not mistaken, man, me and my pops went to go see that Friday movie, man, together. He took me to go see that Friday movie. Oh, my God, man, that was one of the funniest movies I ever seen in my life at the time, man.
Still is.
Hey, man. Still is, man. But I'm just telling you, man, it was crazy, man. I think that was, man, I couldn't stop laughing. My pops couldn't stop laughing. It was just, especially when when Debo knocked Red out, man. That was the funniest.
Pops.
He told him, he said, you want some of this too, old man? No.
Bro, I was in tears this morning. Putting that part together, man. Like, literally, I was crying because just that part is so funny how Pops get out the car like he about to do something. And he's, what's up with this too, old man? No. Get your ass up. I don't know why you come around here messing with these people. Yeah, man. I think it's beautiful, though, when a song or a movie or a show or something kind of can remind you of a good time with somebody, man. So rest in peace to your Pops, though.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, man. These Cowboys, man, we can't. My thing is like this, man. We got to turn right back up, man. We can't. We had our time to rest. We had our time to recover. We got to come in this game like game busters, man. We got to go in here and stump these dudes out in Green Bay. We can't give them no life because I do not want to see when I see him back in the day with Aaron Rodgers in the playoff game or the one-leg playoff game, and he got at us. So I don't have no. Let's not play as hard. Let's not go as hard at Aaron Rodgers. Nah, we gotta go hit him. Go hit him. He ain't got no receivers. Go hit him and stop the run. Go hit him, stop the run, and you run on them and do your play action passes and go score a touchdown. This is a game we got to score points. I really believe Dan Quinn and Mike McCarthy, because my thing is like this: Mike McCarthy knows his weaknesses. He knows his weaknesses. He coached this dude. He knows his weaknesses. You know what I mean? He knows what he's good at. He knows his weaknesses. And he can talk. I'm pretty sure him and Dan Quinn don't talk about how to get at Aaron Rodgers.
That's a
we
good.
Gotta be
hold on.
Huh?
Stay right there, because that is something that I have not seen networks or whatever pick up. Maybe I missed it. Maybe they did bring it up, but I've seen them kind of lean in on this love fest of Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers because they're both giving them compliments and everything like that. But this ain't about no love fest. We're not in there, going in there to hug each other and say, hey, man, what a great time. No, Mike is going in there to try to win. And you're right. Yeah. He knows Aaron Rodgers better than any coach on this team. Maybe Joe Witt, because Joe Witt was on the other side of the ball with Mike McCarthy, so he knows some of the things in practice that gave him difficulties. But Mike, sitting in the film room, talking with Aaron Rodgers, hey, man, when they blitz me on the left side here or XYZ, I kind of like to get this way, so make sure we slide protection that way, or I want my running back to step up here, or I like my wide receiver to take one step, fake out, coming. He knows these little details, and he could share it. So, yeah, that should be picked up a little bit more on these airwaves.
Yeah, man, we got to stop the run. Because if the run is going to – if they run on us and open it up, that's going to bring Aaron Rodgers out. If we can stop that run, slow it down enough, he got to throw the ball now. Now it plays into our hands because now our stars, now our pack of wild dogs, now we can go fly and hit them. And that's the thing I want people to understand. I don't mind getting rougher in the passer calls once a game sometimes because that shows me that you're hitting that quarterback. And one thing quarterbacks don't like is to get hit, especially old quarterbacks like Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. They do not like to get hit. And I do not want to hear Aaron Rodgers talking about, oh, I own y'all, like he said to the goddamn the Bears, because he don't own us. You know what I mean? But he has been owning us over the years. But my thing is like this. Today is a new day. It was just Mike McCarthy's birthday. Let's go win this one for Mike. This is a big game for Mike. I really believe we can get the monkey off this dude back. Going into Green Bay where he got a lot of friends, family, a lot of memories, Super Bowl memories and all that stuff with Green Bay. Go in there and punch them in the mouth. They're wounded. Do not play with your food, Dallas. Let's go get this one. Beat they behind. All the hugs and kisses after the game.
Right.
Not before the game. We want to smash y'all, man. And let's just be ourselves and do the right thing, man. That's all I got to say, Sky, man. Let's go get this, man.
Man, good stuff, Reek. Appreciate you, dog. He right. He absolutely right, man. Good stuff. We got 3 more on the horn we'll get to. I'm going to go ahead and lock these up. Having some fun with these Friday references. I'm glad that was able to bring out a good moment in Reek's life with his pops. That was cool. That was real cool. But good call there. There's so many more references I want to do, but we'll keep them in the tuck. Maybe we'll bring this back at another point in time. But I was remembering just what Jay said. That's the part I was remembering about was it Baby D? Just like he had in jail, but without the rapper. I said, come on, D, you ain't gonna catch me. You know how it is. That would be Tony Pollard. You ain't gonna catch me, man. Y'all crazy. 903, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, Sky?
How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. It's been over a year since I've called you, so yeah. But,
a year?
First,
wow.
Yeah, I haven't called you since last year, man. But for starters, I wanted to say thank you. Over the last couple of years, I've been listening to you and Vach and Okoye, and you guys have really kind of reinvigorated my love for football. So much so that I actually started coaching this year.
Wow.
And I coached the O-line and the D-line of the Athens Hornets 5th and 6th grade team. And we took a team that went 1-5 the last 2 years to 5-3 this year with their first playoff win. Now,
that's dope.
Where you come in is I was able to share yours, Okoye, and Vach's film studies with my players, and it really helped them understand the game. So thank you very, very much for putting your work out there for me to share with my players.
Wow, man, that's heavy. That's heavy. I appreciate that, and for you rocking and doing that. I never really thought about it like that. I just thought I was just trying to review film with you guys and figure this thing out. But to know that it's reaching 5th and 6th graders is very inspirational, man. Thank you.
Yeah, but now moving on to professional, I wanted to say I think it was you that I heard last week talking about how you feel like Micah should be at linebacker on 1st and 2nd whenever he needs to be sideline to sideline, and move into pass rush on 3rd and 4th. And I really, really hope that Dan Quinn takes assessment of that and really kind of considers putting him back in at linebacker on those running downs. Because he's dangerous on the run.
At the very least, against those running type teams, right? Like, I'm not saying you got to deploy Micah in that manner every week. Because, granted, we're not playing Patrick or Patrick Mahomes or the Bills. But if you were going up against them, completely different story. Then you say you go get the quarterback. But against teams like the Bears and the Eagles or something, yeah.
Yeah. But I also wanted to give a shout out to Israel Mukawamu. Like, honestly, whenever they drafted him, I never really, these pet projects they have moving corners to safety to corner. Like, sometimes it doesn't work out, but man, he is balled out. Like, and I can't wait to see his progression over the next couple of years. I also can't wait to see the progression of Damone Clark and Jabril Cox. And I know Jabril is not out there this year very much, but he's still doing his thing too. So, but thank you for being, just you, homie. So I'll talk at you soon. All right.
Man, appreciate that. Good luck. If the season's over, good luck next season. And I think that's really damn cool. You're out there coaching the youth, because I know I have family members that coach the youth, and whether it's high school or kids like 5th or 6th grade. That is it's a tough ask. It's a tough job, but I think it's a necessary job because these young kids need leaders. And I know as a kid that played youth football, I did look to my coaches, and some of those coaches aren't here anymore as kind of father figures. So what you're doing is major, man. So keep killing it.
Hey, be easy, Sky.
Thank you. Heavy stuff right there. I got to clip that. Send it to Okoye. Send it to Vach. Because it ain't just me. Mentioned those two guys, too. That was really cool. But to get to what he said about Micah in the middle. Micah in the middle. I'm all for that against these running teams. All for that. It's hard to ignore what you see when you put on a tape and you're like, okay, there's Micah. There's a Damone Clark who athletic, smart linebackers. Things look a bit different when they're out there. That's all I'm saying. You know, you want to put them back in the line of scrimmage and passing downs, put the other guy in there, passing downs, cool. I'm just trying to get the best. I'm trying to optimize my talent as best as possible. I get my Reading brother in 484 and we out at 2 484. So two Reading? What's good?
Good morning. God bless you and the show and the family as always.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, look, I just got a couple of things I wanted to say that on that Debo situation, yeah, Sam Williams got to be Debo.
Right.
Because, you know, ever since, you know, he came in, he been like putting like, he comes real tough at people, the way he comes through the thing. And I wanted to say that what that guy said about the defense, about our defense, I think this year we're going to really give Aaron Rodgers a lot of trouble because I think we're going to be solid in this game, and they're going to come to play because I know they don't want Aaron Rodgers to be talking crazy like he always do because he always seems to beat us. For some reason or other, he always beat us.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's all I got for this. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm saying I ain't trying to see Aaron Rodgers get up and he do his little first down or discount, double check. Yeah, I ain't trying to see all that, man. No, sir.
Yeah, because he is very arrogant. Woo,
Yes,
he's
he
very
is.
arrogant.
Yes, he is.
But listen, okay, and I got another thing for you too. I think that they got to put Tony Pollard. Hopefully, you know, I mean not Tony Pollard, the other guy, the Turpin dude, in the mix. I hope this week, you know, they added a little bit more into the mix. Last week they put, with the last game they used him a little bit more. But I think this if they put a couple bubble screens on him, I think that's gonna help us.
100%.
Okay, well you have a good one, and God bless you and the family like always. Still, and you and Watch keep up the good work like always.
Thank you, fam. Appreciate that.
You know that.
Man, good stuff today. It's a great Friday. It's a great Friday. We got one more. Then we're going to hit the chat, some supers, have a little bit more fun, and we up out of here. Now, 484, where are you from, 484?
It was funny you said that because I'm like, well, damn, I don't know if he's coming to me or someone else.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm in Pottstown, which is about it's about 35 minutes from Reading, but
I'm from PA, so I'm familiar with Pottstown.
Okay, yeah, that's where I am. It's crazy that the caller before is a youth coach because I just started coaching the youth fourth grade football for the first time this year, and you're right, it is incredibly rewarding. It is a big ask, but I've never smiled so much.
It's something different. I did coach youth, but I coached youth basketball 2 seasons, and I actually thought that was something I was going to do, you know, getting into high school and things like that, because I just loved, you know, helping out the kids and just putting smiles on their face. And some kids that, you know, weren't going to be too much from an athletic standpoint, but the fact that you can help them be involved in a team sport, you know, show them some discipline, show them camaraderie. Just it's a lot that comes into it that isn't about winning and losing. But if you watch shows like Little Tykes or something, you wouldn't come away feeling like that. But
exactly, yep, you're not wrong about any of that. So I'm looking forward to next season already. I did want to call you. I wanted to call you like a week ago when I saw one of your shows, and I was so glad that finally someone was touching on it. But after Damone Clark played, I was seeing a lot of clips floating around. Oh, Damone Clark's doing this, Damone Clark's doing that. And I'm like, okay, cool. But I can't help but notice what's going on next to him with LVE.
Bro. I was trying so hard. Did you watch the breakdown last week? Was it last week, y'all? Whatever the hell we broke it down. Did you watch that?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so like
yeah.
I legitimately went into the breakdown. This is about Damone Clark. I'm gonna try my hardest on this stream to not talk about LVE. But it was really hard not to bring up LVE when you see what he doing next to Damone Clark.
Right.
So go ahead.
Yeah. And I'm like, why is no one talking about this? And then I caught your show and I'm like, okay, finally. Like, my goodness. And I don't know. I don't know why. Surely they see this on Mondays, during film session. And I know they have to be taught, like, LVE, you got to stick your nose in there. Why are you waiting? You see it. Why are you not, shooting your shot? Like, get in there. Like, stop watching it. So he waits until the linemen get on top of him. They shove him 5 more yards down the field. Then they give him one last little, punking him, basically.
Yeah.
And, he doesn't even fight back from that. For me, because I played college ball, I played strong safety on a D2 level, I know what it looks like when a guy is out there playing scared. And I'm not going to say he's scared, but there's something causing him to not shoot a shot when he sees that hole open up and he knows he's supposed to be stepping in there. He gets heart going east and west, because you did point out the one time where he ran to, he saw the hole opening, but that one time was when he was able to run. It wasn't north and south with him sticking his nose up in there.
Do you think it's a lot of us, we talk about it here a lot, and definitely the chat, the neck injury?
I do. It makes me wonder if that's in the back of his mind. I do wonder that. Absolutely. I think that could be a thing. But, yeah, I don't think the problem, I know everyone talks about our D-line. I don't know. I think a lot of that has been going on with LVE. And I hate to say it, but I think our D-line isn't nearly as bad as people have been making it out to be. I'm glad we got Hankins, but
if anybody is making out the D-line to be bad, they just ain't watching. The interior specifically on the ground, to me, hasn't been a problem. It's been the second level and the edge, and it's been a second level at the edge for the most part, and it's been the edge defenders sometimes not containing, right? Dorrance Armstrong's not as good against the run this year as he was last year. That could be because he's trying to do more pass rush things. Fowler, surprisingly, man, makes a lot of plays out there, but there's times where you'll catch Fowler trying to get inside because he's quick. Golston can contain a bit because that's what he's asked to do. They're not asking him to do it, but I don't think there's enough consistency from there. And then the one thing that I like, the reason why I like athletic backers is they can clean up mistakes. They can clean up, okay, my guy lost containment, but I got the athleticism to get there.
Right. Yeah, they get reached. The ends get reached far too often. And if they're not getting reached, they're doing, like you said, they're shooting inside for whatever. If you're going to do that, you better damn sure be right, and you better get there. Because
you got to be like D-Law.
Right. You've given up leverage now, and there's no one else to clean it up. So, yeah. But that was it, man. I just wanted to thank you. I check you guys out, check you and the crew out, all the time, but I don't always get to call in. So I just wanted to call in and give you a shout.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Good luck. Again, if you guys are still in it, good luck the rest of the way. If not, good luck next year, man. Keep on keeping on.
I appreciate that. Will do. All right.
Y'all get a clue bomb, man. Y'all. Clue bomb. Y'all killing it today. Killing it in the chat. Killing it with these calls. Killing it with the super chats. I think there's a few more I want to get to. Yes, AA Ron. Sam Williams is who I would like to see out there, which is why I had him in that little lineup. I think Sam want the smoke. He want the smoke out there from a containment standpoint. Yeah, run my way. Please do. Yeah, man, y'all have been great. I made it easy today. I made it easy. Not hard at all. Speaking of being hard, if you're having trouble in that department, Don't worry, guys. Our friends at Boston Scientific can help you out. More than 39 million men suffer from that said problem. Boston Scientific created edcure.org to help you find your best cure. To get started, go to edcure.org, take a quiz, learn your severity or risk of ED. If you have a condition that puts you at a higher risk, you'll find a customized content link. Click that link. The fastest way to find your best cure is to contact an ED specialist by browsing a list of experienced physicians in your area. Hit them up. edcure.org, brought to you by Boston Scientific.
You're listening to A to Z Sports.
Do it live!
At some point, hoping to broadcast
In front of the millions
of Cowboys fans to bring you the real. But for now, strap up and here's your host, Skywalker Steele.
I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you. We'll do it live.
It's Friday. I do got a job. We're having fun. Yo. Was that too much? That's too much. I gotta weigh the temperature here. We don't want to get canceled, but we do want to tote the line with these. Hell, if we gonna have the damn sponsor, let's make fun. Let's have some fun. I had to do it live. No, my do it live moment was a couple days ago. I don't want to. This is whenever y'all bring him up. Let's get to these super chats, man. Then we're going to review, because a lot of people just popped up in here. Y'all don't know what the hell is going on. Y'all like, why is Friday? Why is Smokey and Craig back there? We Friday themed out today, y'all. Marcus Hardison.
Super chat.
Marcus said, let me a 2-piece special, lots of hot sauce, and all those fries you can give me. Shout out to Marcus for the Friday quote. Sully. Hey, Sky, how come every time I'm in the kitchen, you in the kitchen, eating up all the food? Feel you. He said the word of the day is J-O-B. You know what I wish? Man, rest in peace to Pops, man. I got to bring back, shh, don't tell nobody. See, I am showing my age a little bit. Y'all should be able to piece it together. Marcus Hardison, another donation.
Super chat.
He said, I'm on a diet. No, your fat ass. All right, listen. Bang, bang, bang. Am I the only one who's going to watch Friday? I'm definitely going to watch. I'm probably going to be Friday after the next, though. But next Friday has kind of been the running theme today with the quotes. Am I the only one that's going to watch one of these movies this week? It's definitely happening. I was thinking I didn't have a do it live moment. I actually had an Uncle Elroy moment. And then I think we got Fresh King. Salute to you, bro, with the $5 donation, and he just
super chat
wanted to support. Appreciate you. Oh, Twan. Okay, Twan dropped one as well. I thought that was one from earlier.
Super chat.
Twan said, Sam Williams will make a big difference this game. He plays the run better than DA. I agree. He sheds and contains very good. Bull rush is real. Yes, indeed it is. As well. Yes, sir. Getting Sam Williams back. And that's why I think I got to switch up my answer on this one, y'all. I got to switch up my answer. Sam Williams is the Debo. I mean, when you look at Sam, you watch Sam play, he play like a Debo. So let's go ahead and review these X factors. Control the line of scrimmage. You control their run game, you can get after Aaron Rodgers' ass. You ain't got to worry about the play action and all that stuff. And if you get after Aaron Rodgers' ass, we know what can happen.
Oh, you want something too, old man? Huh?
No. Get off your ass and get in this car, boy. I don't know why you come down here messing with these people. Hurry up.
The way Pops, boy, I don't know. You can just hear it in his voice. I don't know why. The hell you come down here messing with these. God, rest in peace, man. Be physical with these wide receivers. I want Diggs to look over at Aaron Rodgers, and, as he's trying to just try him all damn day. Just do it again.
No! Say it again. Say something else. Oh! Say something else. Say something else.
I think he's going to get one. They're going to try him, and I think he's going to get one. And then the last one was run. Just better yet.
Run! Chico, run! Chico, no!
Run on them. They are a bottom barrel run defense. We talked about it, 24th in the league in yards per carry allowed. Zeke sounds like he'll be back, which means he should be healthy enough. But even if he's not, y'all know how I feel about Tony Pollard. Give him the ball. Period. The one thing I'm hoping we don't turn into, though, because it's been a theme for the Cowboys, is it was Smokey was like, no sugar? Y'all ain't never got two things that match. Dallas, we haven't had two things that match in a long time, man. But I think we on the cusp of that happening this year. I think we on the cusp. All right, what y'all got, man? T-Dub, 20 yards rushing from the boys. Did we go for 20 last week? Probably not. Probably not 200 unless, man, if Zeke plays, maybe. But if Zeke doesn't play, I'm going to say no. And I think Dak, we haven't really been talking about Dak a lot this week, but I think Dak will have another efficient game to the point where you don't have to rush for 200 yards. Lamb versus Jair should be good, yes. Again, be careful on the secondary. Just make sure you're smart is all I'm saying. Obviously, you're going to take your shots. You got the arm strength. You got the talent to do it. But you don't need to be greedy in the worst moments, in the worst times. And at the end of the half, we saw against the Bears, whether it was a throw, whether it was the route, whatever. Just don't do anything stupid. Uncle Willie's son now. I need Dallas strength of schedule people to edit their tangent. Hang up the family-friendly phone. Y'all, I'm actually trying to live that moment down. I'm trying to live it down. God dang, fella. Let's get on my nerves. Florida says Stokes and Butler. Who's Butler? Are out for the Packers. Man, Stokes might be out for a while. I mean, this dude messes his leg and his knee up. What I'm interested in, and it's only 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock on the East Coast, is Devondre Campbell. Like, if Devondre Campbell doesn't play, y'all. No Devondre, no Rashawn Gary. I already told y'all how I feel about they defensive front when they do that 3-4. They play two-gap scheme and they run a 3-4. They got like Jerron Reed at defense end. That's not his spot. Playing that kind of 5-tech situation, and then the other fella is just there. Shit, man. He better play. Now, if he don't play, I think it was T-Dub. Maybe we will rush for two. And that's how big of a difference I think Campbell has been for the Packers defense. Man, he's a playmaker. What happened to the last security guards? Body. Is this the game Turpin runs one back like Mr. Parker chasing Bernie Mac? Yeah. Could it be? It's on. I actually like quick, shifty, fast guys like that on grass because grass kind of nerfs everyone a little bit, right? It nerfs everybody. Cold, special teams guys usually aren't out there as much as other guys playing. So it's like, we on the sideline a little cold. Now we get out there. You kick it to Turpin. But Turpin is Turpin. He's always ready to go. I think this could be one. What would be cool? the last time the Cowboys were there, Lucky Whitehead had his best game of his career. Now, it wasn't like it was some crazy game, but he had two of the biggest plays in that game. End of the half, Lucky Whitehead gets a quick jet sweep, goes like 30-something yards. A couple plays later, touchdown Bryce Butler. Later in that game, to put the game away, they did a play action, had a cool little route or a cool little play. They had Lucky Whitehead in the backfield, kind of playing like a H-back type of role or whatever. Play action, they had Lucky sneak out the backfield. Boom, Dak hits him for like a 30-something yard game. Maybe we see a Kevontae Turpin, Lucky Whitehead type of game. Maybe we see that. Your cousin, sister, baby mama, brother is a goddamn lie. Which one y'all watching? We at the end here. Yeah, Rick Bisaccia is a special team coordinator. They still ain't doing all the crazy things. Which one y'all watching this weekend? I'm gonna watch. I might watch them all, man. I might watch them all. Can I make a point about Turpin? Go ahead, Aaron. Go make your point, man. Oh, Jay. Come on, man. Come. Let's be nice. Jay said, Lucky Mr. Steal Your Girl, Whitehead. Now, Jay.
Let's be nice. Let's be nice. We don't have to go there. I mean, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
But you didn't have to say it. I mean, good Lord.
If you don't know what we're talking about, good. You don't need to be involved in that mess. Wakanda Forever. Yes, sir. 6 o'clock. We are going to see Wakanda Forever. I will probably tweet through it afterwards. And then, like I said, on Monday, we will review it in a way. I ain't gonna give it away. I'm good at that. I'm good at saying, something about the movie without giving it away. I ain't gonna pull a shady on y'all. I like that special case. Since the holidays are around, he gonna watch Friday After the Next. Yeah, I like that one. Shaq, Friday is a classic, man. Mucho Boomin, what's goody? You gonna see Wakanda Forever too? DP dropping something. Just need 3 minutes. All right, man. We're gonna get about it. I'll be here all day talking to y'all. I had fun today. This was a good one. I think I'm gonna run this back and maybe we can mix it up. And you know who I gotta get involved in these? And whenever he ready to go, he just gonna let me know is Okoye, because I'm thinking about we could do Fridays. We can keep it on a Friday theme, but eventually we gonna run through it all, right? So maybe a different movie and theme it that way. And when it comes to movies, man, or documentaries or anything like that, Okoye is my guy. Like, I was just talking to Okoye yesterday about a documentary we watched, and so yeah, I might have to get him involved. But that's something. I have fun putting this together. I could have won even harder with it, but I just kind of wanted to just put a little something on it, just see what happens and see how y'all reacted to it. So it sounded like y'all enjoyed it. I had fun with it. So I'm going to bring it back, and we'll do different type of movies, man. Ooh, Shaq got Shaq. I like that. He said, do life next. Oh, dog, you can't. That movie is chock full of quotes and chock full of moments. So, yeah, I think that might be one. I might do live. Let me write that down. That might be next, man. If y'all have fun today, y'all enjoyed the show, hit the like button. And if you're trying to get in on this and you can't drop your favorite quote from a movie, it's because you're not subscribed. You got to be a subscriber to even comment on the show. All right? You can watch, but you got to subscribe. But only subscribe if you like what you see. I ain't one of those creators who be like, hey, man, subscribe. No, only if you like it. I don't want you here if you don't like the show, because then you're just going to get in there and you're going to be trolling. No. Only if you fool with your boy, fool with the community. Hit the like button. Share this. No Mauricio later, but you can find him on A2ZSportsDallas.com, as well as our other great writers. You can also find me this weekend. Y'all know what it is. Game Day Live, baby.
I'm in my zone, on the road to the Super Bowl. Every game on the the schedule crucial, it take a toll. It don't matter if we at home or on the road. You try to tackle, our truck a sucker and take it sold. I'm staring at 4th and goal, gotta find an open hole. A line back and just close a hole where I'm supposed to go. So now I'm thinking my centers are all pro, so I trust he can make a walk for wherever the ball go. Yeah, there's 5 seconds on the play clock. The crowd was loud, but they stopped. Now it's silent while they watch. They stand off in the red zone. All I see is red home. Watch me get this touchdown and this W and head home.
Now I can get jiggy with that shit. We out of here, y'all. Oh no. We gotta bring the Kleenex. I thought we was done. They gonna do me like that? All right. Rest in peace, child. We out of here.
Bomb Squad!